this video, I just want to talk about a way of structuring your phrasing when you're improvising. So it's very common in lots of aspects of music to use what's known as an ABAC format. Essentially what this means is you have an idea, which is idea A, you then have a different idea, idea B, then you come back to the first idea A, and then you play a different idea C, so ABAC. Examples of that, it's very common in riffs. The Aerosmith song Walk This Way uses that, for instance. But you can apply this when you're improvising as well, and there are all sorts of advantages to doing this. One of them is that you end up playing shorter phrases because you have to remember what you played for the A section to then repeat it later on. But also it encourages you to think in a broader sense about your soloing, rather than zooming in on, oh, does this note fit with this chord? You're kind of thinking of even more than the one phrase that you're playing at that moment. You're thinking of this arc of 4 phrases, and then that starts again. So you're allowing yourself to step back a little bit and see how your solo looks as a whole in these bigger strokes, which definitely changes the way that you think about playing, and certainly the way that your solo sounds. It starts to sound more coherent. And although you're using a little formula, you can be sure that your average listener wouldn't know that you're using a formula. Musicians will hear it and understand it, but your average listener will just hear, oh, he sounds very coherent when he's soloing, and it makes more sense. So it kind of stops you playing being very bitty, and it's super easy to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just demonstrate it in a couple of ways over a loop. I'm just going to be in the key of C. I've just recorded like C9 and F9, and I'm just going to play over a loop of those chords and just demonstrate this in a couple of ways. That's going to be A. A again. So that was like A. A again. A again. Again. Okay, another A idea. Again. And one more. A. That was the A. So these are all just simple ideas. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. I mean, if I just play that, one of the nice things about this is you don't even need a backing track to do this over, because if you do it without the backing track, you've got to make logical sense with everything that you play, which is a really good thing to practice. So again, if I stay in C and I take an idea and I go, so that's going to be my A idea. And then maybe I have an idea that's this. So that's my B idea, and then I go, and then maybe I answer that with something lower. So then my whole thing can be, and then you know, you've structured a longer piece of music that has some coherence. It sounds like it's connected to a central theme, because it is. And the nice thing about this as well is you need less licks. You don't have to think so hard because you've already done some of the work, and really you're just reacting to what you've played before. So there are just so many reasons why this works so well. And you don't have to do it all the time, of course, but this is very much one of those things that if you practice it, it'll seep into your playing, and you'll find that, you know, you've got more time to say what you want to say, and that, you know, it just starts to take care of itself a little bit more, rather than you frantically thinking about what the next thing to play is. So it's definitely a practicing thing. When you actually play, you don't think about this kind of stuff, but, you know, it seeps into your playing and affects the way that you play. So have fun with that.